Transportation is so superb.
The level of accommodation is better.
Very close to the Prophet Mosque.
I felt I should still be here to still worship more.
The changes have been so magnificent, so incredible.
Medina was a wonderful experience.
They exceeded our expectation.
For me, the Hajj service scheme is something which we must start.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Welcome to another edition of the program As You Answer the Call. I am Binta Magaji. The fight to stop the spread of coronavirus is a collective responsibility. Let's be conscious of all precautionary measures to stay safe. Now to the program. Conducting routine research on Hajj and other related matters is an integral part of the operations of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON. The Commission does this in its drive to sustain the gains recorded, address challenges known to it, and as well as to identify other better ways of improving its operations in order to serve pilgrims better and satisfactorily. How does NAHCON carry out research? Which area of its operations is given more priority, and why is it so? We provide answers to these and other questions in our Spotlight segment. Also in the program, we have other segments such as the NAHCON News Diary, which features the activities of NAHCON chairman, key functionaries of the Commission, and other stakeholders. These are more shortly. Stay with us. Thanks for being there. We begin the program with the News Diary. Top on the lineup is the inauguration of Procurement Planning Committee. Details after this time out. In line with the provisions of Public Procurement Act, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, has inaugurated its Procurement Planning Committee with a mandate to oversee the Commission's procurement processes. The event took place on Wednesday, the 17th of June 2020 at the Conference Hall of Hajj House in Abuja.
I hereby declare the Procurement Planning Committee inaugurated.
Inaugurating the committee, NAHCON chairman Alhaji Zikrullah Kulli Hassan, who doubled as the chairman of the committee, called on members to take into consideration the current economic reality in Nigeria and the world generally.
Look at not just what we need, but within the level of affordability. The needs for this year may be very fine, but the challenge of this year is certainly going to be very different. But whatever it is, it means even by the time we sit down, we must be conscious of our source of income.
NAHCON Director of Procurement and Secretary to the committee, Sani Titilayo, highlighted other functions of the committee.
Aggregating the requirements whenever possible, both within the procuring entity and between procuring entities, to obtain economic of scale and reduce procurement cost. Integrating the Ministry's proprietary procurement expenditure into the yearly budget and prescribing appropriate method for effecting the procurement and securing necessary approval for its implementation.
Members of the committee were drawn from various departments of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON.
Can you please look at it if you have any amendments?
Meanwhile, on Thursday, the 18th of July 2020, the chairman of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, Alhaji Zikrullah Kulli Hassan, presided over a virtual meeting with the Commission's board members. During the webinar conference, the board members of NAHCON discussed a range of issues bordering on the Commission's operations and other Hajj-related matters. In another development, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, is expected to have separate meetings with the executives of state pilgrims welfare boards and officials of licensed tour operators.
We shall have another conference with the independent
NAHCON Commissioner of Operations, Abdullahi Magaji Hardawa, stated this while answering questions from journalists in his office, saying the meetings are part of the Commission's consultation with stakeholders on 2020 Hajj.
We shall have another conference with the independent tour operators who are also involved in the movement of pilgrims from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia. And inshallah, on Tuesday, we shall have another conference with executives of various Hajj outfits in the states. Those boards, agencies, or commission, by whatever name they go as a state. So we shall also have consultation with them. By that time, we shall be able to really collate second phase of submission to the government of Nigeria.
The commissioner said the consultation is to help in guiding government on the step to take in relation to the 2020 Hajj situation. Alhamdulillah, if you're just tuning in, the program is As You Answer the Call, a public enlightenment presentation on the activities of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON. To drive its operations successfully, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, is making huge investments in conducting research and keeping statistics for references. How the Commission goes about carrying out researches and the benefits the Commission derives from this activity is the focus of our Spotlight segment. Stay tuned for details.
لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك.
Since its establishment in 2006, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, has introduced a number of reforms in order to improve on Hajj management and administration in Nigeria, and to also serve pilgrims better and satisfactorily. All the reforms initiated at NAHCON were as a result of the research activities conducted by the Commission over time. Sheikh Suleiman Momo is the Commissioner of Planning, Research, Information Statistics and Library Services at NAHCON. He explains more about the importance of research to NAHCON's operations.
Any organization that is not premised on doing research is just a matter of time, it's near collapse, because research will give you release of dimensions to how you can deliver the services in the best manner. Because Nigeria is not just the only country that is involved in the Hajj business. Almost all the countries of the world, a good number of them are there. And we all have a way that they carry on their Hajj program and that they are succeeding and getting very good results. So the research is poised to get information from across, generate them within and even outside other countries that are also participating in the Hajj program. It is from those research and this passing of appropriate information that we now got to know about the issue of Hajj service scheme, how it's working for other countries, like in Malaysia, which has always been the point of reference. All of these issues that will bring about the effectiveness and efficiency of Hajj activity back on our research. So research cannot be divorced from the growth of this commission. So it's an integral part of this commission.
Organizing Hajj involves a wide range of activities. This implies that research covers all aspects of NAHCON operations.
Well, research is total. It's total and it's all-encompassing. But basically, we are designed to pursue the welfare of Nigerian pilgrims. People have to get value for their money. Yeah, so we center around anything that will bring improvement on the services that we render and then anything that will also promote the commission so that we don't have to be weighed with a one way of getting results. We need to diversify, spread our tentacles. It is only research that will expose us to all of this. And this is why we, of course, on a regular basis ensure that information from the research department are brought to our table on what new areas that we can go into to have a better Hajj of a present year over and above the previous one.
One area that NAHCON gives priority in its research is hearing directly from pilgrims.
We look at for how people fared as soon as we are done with a previous Hajj. We want to know what the society is feeling. It always can be gotten through the research. You know, what they are saying about the Hajj and what they are saying about the services delivered to them, and what are those issues that need area of improvement. It is only through research that we can bring those ones to bear. And then from there, we will advise the management on what best decisions to take so that we will better the Hajj activities and program subsequently.
In addition to this, when conducting research, NAHCON partners with other countries such as Malaysia, Indonesia, and India, among others.
Countries like Malaysia, countries like even India, and many of those countries, Indonesia, that have succeeded in the way they run the Hajj program year in, year out. So we gather all of this information and then we look through them and we process them. Yeah, and of course we also do internally. We use the direct primary instrument of sourcing data. Those who have gone on this program, those who are experienced, what are they saying about the Hajj that has just been performed? Do questionnaires and gather information as our instrument. We all put those things together to form our own position on how to better our services to the nation.
Research has not only helped NAHCON understand the complexities of organizing Hajj, but also enable it to fulfill one of its mandates. That is, to establish and maintain a biometric data bank of all Nigerian intending pilgrims for the Hajj and Umrah.
Research and statistics is built into one department. So we are an organization that deals in figures. We should know at every given time what number of pilgrims we are taking out of this country. We should know number of pilgrims that we are bringing back to this country. They must be intact, except of course where we have some casualties and some fatal cases, which of course is beyond man, it's unpredictable by man. We can have, right through from the time of this act that established this commission, we can statistically tell you from our available statistics on how many pilgrims performed Hajj in what year and all sort of those things, and issues that have happened, how they have been able to be captured in statistical data.
The Electronic Medical Record, EMR, introduced by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, is used for the purpose of storing the data of all pilgrims and the nature of their medical needs. This helps the Commission in knowing the disease pattern of Nigerian pilgrims and the kind of drugs to supply. The system also brings transparency and effective management in the distribution of drugs to NAHCON clinics in Saudi Arabia.
The electronic medical system has also helped to help patients' record. We can use this to generate data by WHO standard, World Health Organization, so that we can know the kind of diseases, we can collaborate, and it will actually help us and help the system.
They help us in planning. That is the essence of statistics. By the time we now get all the figures that we want, after we have generated them through research and all that, then it will enable us to plan. We will plan both in Saudi and here.
Use technology, we are sure that we are going to get better results.
To enhance its research capacity through the use of Information Communication Technology (ICT), the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, is forging partnership with the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA. The strategic plans to transform NAHCON operations digitally is targeted at achieving the following: reduce the cost of Hajj, reduce the stay time in Saudi Arabia after Hajj, improve NAHCON operational efficiency, and increase revenue, as well as transforming pilgrims' experiences. Research has in no small measure led to positive changes in the operations of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON. This, in fact, is the main reason why the Commission has continued to make steady progress in Hajj management since its establishment.
Nigeria intending pilgrims, are you aware that the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, in conjunction with Jais Bank and Islamic Development Bank, IDB, have organized a standard means of offering animal sacrifice, hadaya, with ease? Be guided that it is optional depending on the type of Hajj one is performing. Hence, you are urged to seek Islamic scholars' ulama's guidance. The intending pilgrims are cautioned not to make payments to unauthorized vendors who offer attractive prices but may turn out to be cheats. Make your hadaya payment to any Jais Bank next to you in Nigeria and collect your coupon, or to the State Pilgrims Welfare Board where you paid your Hajj fare. This message is from the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON.
You're still watching as you answer the call. Coming up next is Making the Hajj. Imam Tajuddin Muhammad Bello Adigun is still our guest tonight. He takes us through discussions on what intending pilgrims must do before embarking on the Hajj. Let's hear the discussion.
To embark on the Hajj, intending pilgrims have to fulfill certain conditions as laid down by Islam. These conditions include being a Muslim and have attained the age of puberty, to be of sound mind, have means to undertake the journey, and being physically fit to perform the rites.
One must be mature too.
On Making the Hajj tonight, Imam Tajuddin Muhammad Bello Adigun explains these conditions. He begins with the discussions on the place of Hajj in Islam.
Hajj is one of the pillars of Islam, and in fact is among the pillars that has proven the globality of Islam and the universality of Islam. Being universal, being global, being actually for everybody. In Hajj, you see a clear brotherhood in Hajj, and you see clear unity in Hajj, because you do the same thing at the same time. You put on the same ihram regardless of those who are seniors, elders, stakeholders, leaders and the led, young and the aged, poor and the rich, everybody in that clothes that he covers himself with a wrapper down and up, calling the same thing in the same language, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wan ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. This is actually the slogan or the shi'ar of Hajj.
The first condition is that a person must be a Muslim.
The conditions that makes Hajj to be acceptable is for one to be a Muslim. There is no compulsion on a non-Muslim to go on Hajj. It is only a Muslim that is entitled to perform the ritual of Hajj.
Being in a state of maturity or adulthood, as well as mentally stable, are other conditions for those interested in performing the Hajj.
A mad person has no Hajj. It is only those who are sane that should go on Hajj. One must be mature too. Maturity here. But if a child less than the age of maturity will go to Hajj, yes, Rasulullah recommended it, he's going to have the reward. But he did not discharge the real Hajj that actually Allah made compulsory on him. He's going to be given reward, and the mother or the father who took him there will have the reward, but that does not make that child to could have done his real Hajj. After maturity, there is a Hajj that he or she actually must perform.
Persons suffering from terminal ailments are not allowed to perform the Hajj. In addition, an individual will also have to meet all the financial expenses required before embarking on Hajj.
It must be on somebody actually who is healthy. Somebody who is not healthy, who is affected with any kind of sickness, you must have the ability financially. If you are matured, you are a Muslim, you are not affected, you are strong, but you don't have the money. Islam did not say you should go and steal. If you go and steal either government money or any other money from anybody, that Hajj actually is not accepted. It should be from actually a legal source. That's why Allah says, "Man istata'a ilayhi sabila." And these scholars are saying it includes the health aspect, it includes the financial aspect.
One important condition associated with the women is the need for them to have a mahram or guardian to accompany them for the Hajj.
A woman going on Hajj must have her mahram. A mahram is somebody who is related to her or who is her husband. Her husband, if she's married, in fact, is the key mahram that should accompany her on Hajj. Where that is not actually possible, her father can be her mahram. Her son, who is matured, can be her mahram. Her senior brother, consanguine or germine, that is half brother or full brother, even from the same mother, can act as her mahram. Somebody actually who by Islamic teaching cannot marry her and is matured and related to her, it is simple definition of her mahram, except of course her husband, which we have identified earlier.
Acquiring knowledge on how to perform the Hajj is another condition intending pilgrims are required to fulfill. In addition to this, Imam Tajuddin stressed the need for intending pilgrims to engage themselves in exercises in order to be physically fit to stand the rigors of the Hajj.
MashaAllah. Up next is the quiz. Welcome to the quiz segment. The question in the last episode was, what major Hajj history is associated with Masjid al-Nimra? The correct answer is, it is where the Prophet ﷺ delivered his farewell sermon at Arafat. The winner is Muhammad Mus'ab from Jos Plateau State. He provided the answer ahead of others. Muhammad Mus'ab will be contacted on how NAHCON will reach him with the prize he won. A quiz winner will get 25,000 Naira cash prize. This is part of NAHCON's effort in social investment in Nigeria. Previous winners whose names have been announced but are yet to receive the prizes should reach us through this number shown on your screen. Now to the quiz for this week. The question is, the semicircle next to the Kaaba has two names. What are they? I repeat, the semicircle next to the Kaaba has two names. What are they? Text your answer to the number showing on your screen. The winner will be the first person whose correct answer is received. All answers should carry the name and location of sender. Good luck and happy viewing. Once again, good luck to you. Before we round off the program, we take some messages from our viewers. The first message came from Mariam Usman Yelwa from Kebbi State. The message reads, I am grateful to NAHCON for the enlightenment. Jazakallahu khairan. Alhaji Funsho Ahmed Alawo from Kwara State sent in the second message. It reads, your program is educative with a lot of meaningful benefits. Keep it up. Our last message for today came from Hindu Ahmed Jika from Yola, Adamawa State. The message also appreciates the program. It says, Assalamu alaikum. The program, as you answer the call, educates us a lot. Thank you, NAHCON. You too can send a message through our mobile number and other social media platforms. Remember, you can stop the spread of coronavirus by complying with all preventive measures. Let's support our government in the fight against coronavirus. That's it on this edition of the program, As You Answer the Call. Join me same time next week for another package. Good night and thanks for watching.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك